I listened to your inaugural speaker as well yesterday, and Hadi's talk was really amazing. So I don't know how I can follow on that, but
No,
let's
but Elena, you have a common thread. All of I think both you and Hadi want to be change makers, and it's amazing because it's a common theme amongst everybody.
Absolutely, and obviously all of our stories, hopefully they will inspire all of you, because each one of you is on a mission, and we want to make sure you stay on that mission of change making, and you change the world for a better. So really excited to be here. And what's the average age of the participants?
So our youngest, now you are going to be scared. Is the youngest one here, Shikha? I want to see whether Ahana is here, so Elena can see her for herself.
I think Hana is here, team 1, yeah.
Is she here?
Yeah, she's here. I'll just ask her to unmute.
Yeah, you have to see this girl, Elena, and then you have to ask her how old she is.
All right.
This is a surprise one for you.
Hi, Hana.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm 8 years old.
You're 8. Oh, that's amazing. And what is it that you're passionate about? Why are you here today?
Because I like to help the world and just make India a better place.
That's amazing. So, out of all the challenges that you guys will be tackling, which one of the challenges are you going to tackle, Hannah?
I think we're gonna try and tackle global warming.
Global warming, it's a big one. That's amazing. And why global warming, Hannah?
Because if we don't stop global warming, like it would cost us our lives and something bad would happen.
Amazing. Now I'm really pleased to hear that. So you have some very, very big problems. So if I go back to some of the challenges that I know Supriya has got for you, quite a few challenges. You're tackling quality education, quality health, zero hunger, climate action, and gender equality. I mean, power to you. I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what will happen as a result of this hackathon, and who the winning team will be. And how are you guys finding Discord? Are you all comfortable with Discord? Yeah?
Yes.
And are you familiar with this environment? Did you use Discord previously as well, or is this the first time for many of you?
First time.
First time. I can see some nodding heads as well. So some familiar, some less so. Amazing. And are you all based in Mumbai, or are you in different parts of India? Can you tell me in the chat where you're from? Okay, so in Mumbai, Chennai. Okay. In Delhi. Okay, so lots of parts of, quite a few parts, all of India. That's amazing. That's so great to see. So great to see. And has any of you ever participated in a hackathon before? No? All right, that's amazing. So it's a first one for many of you. So are we good to go, Supriya?
Yes, we're good to go.
Okay.
Shikha, shall we start streaming also? Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. Day 2 Girls in AI Hackathon 2021 India. We are so excited to have Elena here with us from London. Elena is the CEO and the founder of Teens in AI France. Kids, if it wasn't for Elena, we wouldn't be having this hackathon here today. Growing up, Elena wanted to be a change maker. She is a social entrepreneur who wanted to revolutionize education globally. Elena has a very cool motto: find a problem, solve a problem. So Elena, over to you so that you can share how you solve the problems that you find.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Supriya, and hello, everyone. So I am tuning in from London, but I really, really wish I were with you in person. Unfortunately, the pandemic is not allowing me to travel just yet, but hopefully we will have the opportunity to reconnect in person at some point. So a real pleasure to be here. So I started my journey at your age as well. I am originally from Uzbekistan, Central Asia. So hands up if you know where that is. It's also on the Silk Route. So I know Heidi yesterday, mentioned he's from Iran. So we are in India today, and I'm from Uzbekistan. So all of the countries on the Silk Road. So my journey started when I was a teenager as well, and all I dreamed about was traveling. I really, really wanted to travel the world, and I wanted to see, what that world looked like. I wanted to encounter, the different cultures that I could possibly see. And I wanted to see where I could fit in, how I could possibly make the world a better place. So that has always been my ambition. And when I was a teenager, I remember I was also really passionate about human rights. And I remember I was walking on the streets of Bukhara, which is the town I come from. I was giving an interview to this Scandinavian magazine about women's rights, and was very vocal about the fact that women in Uzbekistan didn't really have the same rights as men. And I remember the next day, my mom told me somebody came to knock on our door and warned my mom that really I should not be talking about women's rights, and if I carry on, it didn't really stop me, because when you are a teenager, you are unstoppable, and I know that this is what we will see with you as well. I have always tried to remain true to myself and really decide from the very start what it is that I value in life. And I think to me, fundamentally, it was all about how can I make the world a better place. So somehow social entrepreneurship has been ingrained into me from a very early age. Like Hadi, I also come from a low income, middle income family. There were times when I was growing up when we didn't really have enough money to buy food. So all we had for breakfast was grapes from our garden, tea, and some bread. So there were some really, really tough times that we had in our family. But I always knew that one day I will have the opportunity to be elsewhere. And so the dream, like I said, was always to travel the world. There was one advice that I remember my mom gave me, because my native language is Russian. And I remember she told us all, if you learn to speak English, it will really be something that will open so many doors to you. The world will be your oyster, she told me. And I think out of 3 kids in our family, I was the only one who understood what it meant. And I was just so fascinated about languages. I learned English from the age of 9. And immediately I found this was my thing. So at the age of 11, I got into the best class in my school, which was more like a specialized class in English, where a few more subjects were taught in English, let's say. But I had the opportunity to meet some volunteers from America, from UK, and really have the opportunity to speak to some native English speakers. So my interest in that language was really spurred because I had the chance to meet foreigners. I had the chance to communicate in a different language. I was also very fortunate. My mom worked in a museum, and once or twice a month I would spend my Sunday with her because she would be, in charge of doing stuff in the museum, and there was no other way for her than to take her kids with her. So I was this little girl running around this museum, saying hi to every single foreigner I could meet and try and engage into a conversation with them just to understand, where they come from, what can I learn from them. And I was only, 11, 12 at that time. But although, so young, I was incredibly curious, and all I wanted to know is, where do you come from? What's happening in your world? I want to know all about it. And so as time went by, my English has improved. I spoke better English than the rest of my class. I won a lot of competitions in English as well. And my dream then turned into reality when, at the age of 19, I was offered a job at the British Council to supervise a project in the Aral Sea. Aral Sea, as maybe some of you will learn about if you're tackling climate change. It's a very interesting case study to look into because it was a man-made disaster. It was some place which was full of water at some point, the Aral Sea. And then after 7 years of mismanagement of water resources, suddenly the sea just started to disappear, and the people who were living in that area, they really lost all of their livelihood and jobs, because all of their jobs were dependent on their ability to fish, their ability to produce various things using this resource, which was fishing. And all of that died, and suddenly people had no income at all, and they couldn't afford electricity, they couldn't afford to pay the bills, they couldn't afford any water. And I was part of this project that aims to provide some alternative livelihood to the people. So what other things can they do? Not fishing, what else can we teach them? And so this project was aimed at women. Again, it was the theme throughout my career. And these women there were about 40 of them. They were learning how to do embroidery, how to create crafts, and how to then sell this to expatriates, how to sell them to foreigners in the capital. And my job when I was 19, I had to take all of this amazing stuff that they produced, and I had to sell it. So 40 women and their livelihoods, their families, their children were dependent on my ability to sell them. I was terrified, obviously, but it was an incredible experience at the age of 19 to really be able to pull off something that made a real difference in the lives of those women. And so with me, I still carry that moment when I met this incredible woman who was really crippled by her condition. Her hands were, inverted. She really had a very severe condition, complete inability to write or do anything. But somehow she was producing the most beautiful embroidery. And I still don't know how she was making that embroidery, but her work was sent to the Queen of England. And the Queen of England has written a note back telling her that she has never ever received anything as beautiful as that. And I'll tell you what, this woman, after 9 months of working on this project and being able to sell this embroidery, this beautiful work she was making, she stopped all medication. And that was because she realized and she understood that, she was able to make a living, she was able to sustain her entire family, and that in itself has almost rehabilitated her. So to me, entrepreneurship, finding your purpose, finding something you really love, is so healing. It really does heal individuals, it heals communities, and it has the potential to heal and make the world a better place. And so everything I do, and I'm really fortunate to have the best job ever. I wake up every morning knowing every email I send, every conversation I have will inspire a lot of young people across the world to do something that is meaningful, something that is purposeful, something that will change their lives, something that will really transform and change communities they live around in. And so for you, this is an opportunity to really look into some of these biggest problems that Supriya mentioned to me we'll be tackling, and look into how can you contribute, how can you make this world a better place, because there are so many problems that need to be tackled, and we really need you, the younger generation, to take this opportunity, make a stand, or press your voices as to how you want this world to be, and what kind of world you want to live in. And there is no better medium than technology to really voice your concern and voice your solutions to the problems. And this is why I'm so excited. This hackathon is happening around 25 countries in the world, and India is one of those places. And I know the kind of problems you will find will probably be a bit different to the problems that girls will be tackling in San Francisco or UK or France, but they will be unique to you, and they will be something that you are truly passionate about. So I am very excited. So people do ask me a lot about what are my top 3 tips, how can you win this hackathon? So I'll tell you very briefly, as Supriya mentioned already, find a real problem and make sure this problem is a real pain, a really, really painful problem to solve. Because if it is painful, and if people are prepared to pay for this pain to be removed, then you have something really winning. Then you have something that is going to be super valuable. So it has to be something that will be impactful, something that is also scalable. Most importantly, something that is a real problem that many people are experiencing. The second tip I'm going to give you, yes.
Elena, Joss is here. Can we let her in also? Or shall we wait for a minute? What would you like me to do?
Please do join her. Yes, please do include her because she'll be the next speaker, right?
Yeah.
So the second tip I'm going to offer you is communicate. As a team, you need to communicate very early. So from day one, try to find that superpower and tell one another what it is that superpower is. And one of you will be probably very strong at coding. Somebody else is, you know, just a born researcher, really likes diving into the detail and research. Somebody else might be really amazing at managing a project, and they are your project manager. So try and find that superpower so that everyone has a specific role to play and be proud of it. And communicate as a team. If you're not communicating, if you haven't introduced yourself to the team yet, I definitely would be you know, prioritizing this. So make sure you find time to gel and communicate as a team, because it's the teams who communicate from day one are the ones that we see go very far in the competition. And the third tip I'm going to leave you with is try and ask for help whenever you see you're stuck. So don't wait until day 4 or day 5 to tell somebody in your you know, in your team or a mentor that you are really struggling with that bit of code, or you're struggling with the interface of the prototype, or you really don't understand what business model canvas is. You know, we're going to be throwing so many words at you, and there is no shame in asking that question. A lot of the times we think, oh, if I'm asking that question, that means I'm not clever. But really, there are no stupid questions. Everyone should be asking for help when you're stuck. All right, so when you're stuck, I always say ask Google first. So see if you can find that answer on Google, because you'll find lots of answers on Google. If you're still stuck, then ask your friends. Probably somebody in your team might already have an answer to that. And if not, then definitely ask your mentor or moderator, you know, how can I do this? Or I'm stuck here. But please do not sit on that problem because it will then be too late and you will be in panic. So those are the 3 tips I would leave you with. And definitely follow us on YouTube, on Instagram and Twitter. We will have some very exciting things happening this week and next week as well. We have our kickoff officially tomorrow at 10 a.m. London time. So make sure you tune in when I will be with somebody from UNICEF. Also make sure you tune in on the 8th of March at 6 p.m. GMT, London time, so that you can listen to this panel of 4 amazing women with me on that panel. And they will be all talking about something that really bothers us all, which is lack of diversity in technology, and how can we address this problem. And lastly, I really do want to wish you all good luck. You are on a very special journey. It definitely will transform you as an individual and also communities around you. So enjoy this process, enjoy this journey, and I am very happy to respond to any questions. But you can also find me very active on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So if you have a question, feel free to just tweet at me and I'll respond. And I'm going to check if there are any questions at all for me, or Supriya, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to respond.